Hello and welcome to Spreadsheet to Cloud Database Systems video series. We're going to show you the features of the system and the services that it can provide. And as we go along, we're going to discuss and show you how to modify and customize the modules of the system. And then at the end of this video series, we're going to give you the name of the software that we used for this review. Now, it is important that we tell you that this system is web-based, so it can be accessed on a browser using your desktop, your laptop, and mobile. It has mobile applications available for Android and iOS. And if you wish to have this system platform and your own database on-premise using your own server, it is available also. And you can always customize this system. It already has a complete enterprise-grade templates. We've already discussed this in this video series. We have complete systems for enterprise resource planning or ERP, for sales order management, inventory that is linked with accounting, integration with the procurement, and a full system that can be managed by your own development team, your own support team. And the orientation is the same as working in spreadsheets. Like what we do in Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. So let's start. In this video, we're going to feature a project management system. You can do this from scratch. You can edit and modify this template, and please be guided on how to do that. Okay, let's start with our video. So for starter, this is the illustration of the process flow. So we have the budget, the subtable, the income. If you want to create a project, and that will be linked to the auto generation according to budget, and proceed with the billing. Also, we will discuss the team status report and minutes of the meeting, and the things that you have to prepare in project management. Okay. Again, we will discuss and show you customizations that can be done as we go along the different modules of the system. Let's start with our first module. Okay, this is the module for the projects where we encode our record of the projects that we want to start. So we have the projects module, that is the first. We have the income statement, the budget statement, the billing statement, and the module for the accountants only, and then of course the team status report. So as we go along, we're going to show you the features of the system and the services that it can provide, and then show you how to customize this. Okay, so this is a sample of the details view record. Let's go back. Okay, this is the first interface. You can observe in this video that all of the modules has the same orientation or the interface. First is, this is the list view because it has the list of the records. So per row, listed per row. In this case, you only have one row. Try to click here. We will go now to the details view. You can see the details of that particular level. Let's go back and let's try to add a new record. Okay, project name, systems development. So it already has an automatic project ID. Total amount, that would be 1 million. Okay. For example, we have a $1 million work project, and then the project manager will try to click here. The system will choose only on the registered users. Okay, so only have to see the start date is today. and then it should finish after a week. Our total budget is 500,000, for example. Let's try to save that first. Expected cost is, say, 500. 1, 2, 3. Actual cost is 400,000. So this is a bit big project. Okay, so expected return is automatically computed, okay, based on the first amount that we entered. So down payment, for example, that is 250. 1, 2, 3. Okay, drop down installment for, let's say, a year. Okay, income expected is 1.5. Let's try to save this one. Okay, and this part, the system should be computing that automatic. Okay, so we try to enter the values for this particular project, and then now we go here to the income statement. Let's drop down. Okay, for the first base, expected amount should be 50,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay, expected date should be at the end of the month. Actual amount is, okay, actual date should be at the end of the month. Okay. Overcharge, shortage, let's say we have 10,000. Okay, the system should be reason for shortage, none. Okay, so let's try to, on our second page, this should also be 1, 2, 3, and this is for August. Let's try to just copy paste this one and then paste. Okay. So we have for the first paste and the second paste. Let's try to save this. Again, what we're discussing about is project management. Okay, type of budget. Let's try to drop down. Okay, for the equipments, because we will be using one stage quantity. 5 laptops. Price is $5,000. Okay, actual spend is 25,000. The system is already computing for the percentage. Now we will be using also salary for our developers. We have 5 developers, and then each will be also 5,000. Okay. Actual spend is 20. It is already 80%. Now, as you can see, the automatic computation has already been showed to us by the system. The total budget is 50,000, cumulative is 45, and percentage. Okay, start now, and let's try to save this project record. Okay, again, this is our orientation for the details view. When you go back, this is the list view, where you can see the list of the records that we made. So let's click. If you want to see the details about this, you just have to click the record. Okay, now as we stated on this video introduction, we're showing you the features and the services that this system can provide us. At the same time, we're going to give you the modifications, the customizations that can be done using this system platform. Okay, first, let us show you our tools button. In here, we can perform actions on editing. You can edit the entries. Okay, cancel that. Okay. Again, let's look at our one record. So this is where you can edit your entries. If you want to duplicate each entries, this is where you delete. And also you can embed this sheet on a web page. You can email this entry and you can share these entries also. Now, it has capability to download Excel files or spreadsheet files for Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. This is where you print, create report. By the way, later on our discussion, we're going to show you the different reports that you can generate from this using this system. Okay, notification. This is where we flag the reminders if you want to notify a particular group, a particular employee, or the whole company. Okay, so you can all import data. You can create sheets from file and okay, importing from URLs, and you can connect with the other apps application that is available in iOS and Android. One example of that is the Dropbox application, wherein you can store data on cloud. So this is our tool. Now, in our first modification, we want to show you the formula computation that we do in the system. At the same orientation, like what we do computation formula in spreadsheets. For example, how we do formula in Google Sheets. Also the same in Microsoft Excel using the system. Okay, let's try to do that. Okay, since in this module we showed you computations. Okay, so let's try to click change design. It is located here in our uppermost right. Okay, so we showed you that computations has been made in this system, and it is very easy because it is the same approach as we do it on formula computation on spreadsheets. Okay, okay, so this is the computation. So we tried to compute for the total budget, the cumulative cost, and the percentage. In this table, the budget statement, we try to compute quantity times the price to compute the amount. So let's try and look at this feature. How can we do it if you want to decide using this template or creating it from scratch? So the formula is quantity times price equals the amount. So let's look at the formula, how we computed for the amount. On our left panel, you can see that we have 1, 2, and 3 tabs. So point your cursor here under the field settings and then click on the formula. So this formula field was computed using this total amount, this amount field was computed using D20 and E20. So that's here. So the D column and the 20 row, D column on the 20th row is where our quantity field is located. So, and the E column and the 20th row is where our price field is located. So that gives us the formula using D20 times E20. Okay, that's very easy. And when you click here on our total budget, when you click on the formula, the value that you can get is F20. So it is located F20. Okay, so it came from the computation on the previous table. The quantity times price equals the amount. It's being shown here. Okay, so that's how easy it is. Let's try to create our own example for that. Okay, so again, let's try to put on say 100,000, and then on the price is 500. We're getting the accurate computation here. Again, like what we said, this is as easy as doing computation on spreadsheets like what we do in Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. So it's very easy. You can try this if you want to use this template or create your system from scratch. So enough of the formula computation. Let's go now to adding other modifications or adding components. Let's try to save here. Okay, let's click change design. Okay, let's try to add and modify this system by adding components. Okay, let's click here on our add components tab, and then you can see the different components that we can use. Let's give an example for free text. Let's put it here. Let's call it remarks. You can change the position, the size, and the design of style that you want. Okay. Remarks. Let's try to save and then exit. Okay, this is my remarks. Let's try to save. Okay, that's it. So this is very easy to do. Again, let's try to add another component. Just change the design. Okay, this time we want to add a selection field. Just click here. Again, this is under Add Components tab. Let's try to put it here. Condition. And since this is a selection field, you have to make sure that under the Basic tab on our field settings, when you drop down, you have to choose a selection field. And the system is giving us choices. Let's say this is active or inactive or undetermined. Let's try to save this and click exit. Okay, so when we try to drop down, okay, it's good. Have a choice among active, inactive, or undetermined. So let's try to choose active. Okay. Now notice that we did this modification on this particular record. Let's try to make sure that the modification that we made in this particular module has an effect also on the other record using the same module. Okay, because as we remember, we made two records for us to compare. Okay, let's go back and check on the other record. Okay, so let's try to click here. Let's change this so we will not be confused. For local client. Okay, so great. This is our remark. This is my remark. Okay. On the other record, we try to choose active. This time, let's choose undetermined. Let's try to save this, and let's check if the formula is correct. Okay, that's good. Let's try to save, and then let's go. Okay, now we're looking at our details view. Let's go back. So we want to put okay, let's change this. So easily determine software for foreign client. Save. So in this module, we try to add our formula computation, and then we try to add another component that is the remarks and then the selection field. Now what we want to do is to put this illustration not only here in our details view but also on the list view, so that we can easily determine which of these projects are still active or not. Let's try to do that. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to show this field and the condition and the values that we chose among active, inactive, and indeterminate to show here in one of the columns. So when we open this project mode, you can easily see the condition of each project. So let's, for again to do that, click on the design, change design. Okay, so you can see the different, the listing page field picker, the available fields. Again, let us choose now. Okay, this is the field that you want to put in here. Let's try to transfer it here. Save. Okay, before we do that, let's try to make some changes on the design. Styles. Okay, let's make this. Okay, it's good. Change the design. So that you can separate different categories. Okay. Let's try to save this. Okay, so let's try to see if already has an impact. Okay, that's good. So we tried to add this column that we made on our details view. So this particular field, the condition field, is being shown not only here, not only on the details view, but also here in the list view. Let's right click. This is an active record. The next, undetermined. Okay, that's good. Now, this has a filtering, wherein, say for example, you're looking at so many records. You only want to browse or filter only those that are active. When you click active, only records that has an active condition will appear. When you try to filter out only the undetermined, these are this only record. And since we don't have inactive condition, okay, and then you can clear the filter. Okay, so that's great. Let's go now to the other module, which is the income statement. Okay, this is the interface of our income statement. So let's try to click here on the record that we just made. Okay, the system is showing us that this is the project name. Let's try, when you try to hover on this, okay, so it's showing us the correct record. Okay, we have our first page, the expected amount. Okay, let's drop down, and then on the second page, amount is, for example, 500. Start date is today. No. The start date should be August, because this is the second phase already. That will be on August, but on the end of August. Let's try to save this. You can put a file here. You can attach a file. Let's do that. Okay, so we're just trying to attach an image file. Let's try to save this. Okay, in this project, this is the desktop interface. This is the mobile interface. This is just for sample purposes. Now, okay, we just added our record. Okay. Before we move to the next module, let's try to make our customization. Again, to do that, let's click here on the change design. Okay, what we did in this module is that we added an image. Now let's do that. Again, let's go to our Add Components tab. This time we want to add a file upload. Let's put it here. Upload file. And then another, we want to add an image file. Okay, so that we can and then save this. Now, if we have an image file, let's try to add also a barcode. Okay, this is useful in inventory. Okay, make sure that the values of the field drop down is a barcode. Let's try to choose that. Let's save and then exit. So this is our upload field, this is our image field, and then our barcode. Let's try to test. Okay, great. And let's try to save this. So we try to upload the file. You can upload the file using different file extensions or file type. In this case, we try to upload a spreadsheet file. When you try to hover on this, let's check if this is a spreadsheet. Okay, so the icon for the spreadsheet. Okay, it's good. And now this is the image file. Okay, and now let's try to check if this, okay, for example 101 is the document number. Let's try to save this. Okay, it already generated this barcode, because nowadays let's try to copy paste this and just paste it here and then save. Okay, that's good. We have it. So this system is very easy to use, very easy to modify. If you want to make customizations for your system, this is very useful. Okay, so let's try to check here on the chat features. Please be advised. Okay, click on the comment. This will be sent to all the users, all the team members, or the users that are only allowed to see or the notification that you just sent. On this area, you can see the history of all the transactions that the user has made. So click here. See, we added the barcode. Not only the date but also the time. This is good for audit trail. Okay, and for documentation. Okay, so this is where you lock records, so it cannot be edited by anyone. Okay, let's try to unlock again. Let's try to move now on our next record. Okay, this is the listing interface of our next module, that is the budget statement. I'm trying to hover here. It's showing us the actual details. So before we click that record, it's nice that we can see the actual details for each record. So let's try to click here and choose this record. Okay, so systems development for foreign. Okay, that's good. Indicate this is the first page and type of budget. Okay, let's try to encode our request date. Let's try to request this today, and the applicant should be Jando. Type of request is pre-order. Purpose requirement. Quantity is 5. Then the price is, let's just copy this one. Okay, payment date, we should do the down payment. This should be a check, or if you don't have the choice on the list is say transfer or bank transfer. Okay, after 30 days, charge of date is by the end of the month. Let's try to save this. Okay, that's good. Account number 1. Okay, for the stats, we have choices here. Okay, if it is already paid. Now, we're done here. And then before we move to the other module, let's try to add our customization. Again, let's click on the change design. This time we're going to add the component for, let's put a checkbox. Okay. Status. Okay. So make sure that under the field type value on the field settings tab, this should be set as a checkbox. Okay, great. And then let's put on another field. Let's have a signature. Put it authorized signature. Okay, let's try to save. And let's exit. Okay, so we try to trigger in the status. It already has a check value, and then when we double click on our authorized signature, okay, it's great. This is where we put our signature. You have an option to load the signature, save in personal setting, or set the background image. So try to save. Okay, this is great. We have our status check and we have our signature. Let's try to save this. Okay, so let's try to add other modifications. So these are the types of components that you can add on your system. Again, you can change the design or the layout if you want to change the whole theme based on your company requirement. And different clients, some of them demand their own customized labeling or layout. You can easily do this using this system. You can add images, you can set the rows. You can adjust margins, whatever layout that you need. Okay, so if you want to set user assigned, okay, you just have to grab that, and then if you want to choose a group, you just simply drag in here. Okay, and then simply drag the phone number and all of the other fields that you want to include. Okay, this is how easy it is to do that. Just the date, can add a component, you can change the URL or website. So for this column, let's change the style. Let's make this yellow. Of course, this is just for sample purposes. And then this one, let's change to color orange. Okay. So great. That's how easy it is. You just have to drag and drop and position your component and try to give the values. Okay, so these are the modifications that we made. So drop down to select user. This is for HR, for example. Drop down to select a group under what department? Accounting, HR. For example, this is in human resources. Okay, put on website www dot, for example, company.com. Drop down, you can choose the date. So that's good. So okay, so there are many reports that you can choose from this system. Let's click here. Okay, so you have a report. Uh, you have your dashboard report. Let's try to click how this. Okay, this is um, how our dashboard report looks like. Let's check on the ranking report. Okay, so can choose from the following dates: the create date, the project name. Okay, so the fields that you can choose from, categories. Okay, this is how our ranking report. Now let's click on the pivot table report. Okay, so just have to choose a number of records, choose row, field, and here. Okay. And now let's try to check our to-do list. Okay, so this is good. So our users will be notified each time they log in or go to Office. Okay, styles and settings, you can choose from here. You can even set the styles, download as PDF or print. Friendly, that's good. And this is the same button. Okay, let's try to check the other reports layout. Let's click here. And the label marker. Okay, so project name space. Okay, this is how it's look like here. Now address mapping. Let's try to click. Okay, this is good for if you're dealing with the addresses, the billing address, the customer address, the delivery address of our records that we have, or the records that we have on our system. Okay, the reports format is the line graph. Let's try to check all dates. So this is our line graph report. It's good. And then we also have our calendar. Okay, you can see these are the actual links. It's clickable. Okay, this is good. So your progress report can be checked here. You click to August. Okay, that's good. Let's go back. Okay, you can see on the actual calendar when you point your cursor here, that actual date or document will appear. Okay, that's another good thing. So click on reports. Let's look at we have the grouping report and the pie chart report and all of the other reports that I would like to choose from each time you use it in a meeting. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, that's good. Let's move on to our next module. Okay, this is how our billing statement looks like. Let's try to click here. Okay, so this part Type of request, let's try to drop down. Let's pre-order. Change. Start date should be on the end of the month. Okay. Purpose is requirement for data management. So we bang, let's say it's video, just for example, 75,000. Okay, so the date is 30 days. Receipt date should be on the end of the month. Okay, this is where you put on the image for the receipt. Okay, let's try to add. Okay, so now let's try to move to another module. Now this is our team status report for the project that we created. Let's try to see the details. Okay, so detail description, let's say has started. Drop down tags. We can add system development. Okay, priority medium, you can set to low. Okay, note needs data gathering. Okay, so if you want to set this as complete, you simply double click here, and then the check button has appeared in our checkbox and the actual date. So you want to show this to the HR officers because this is the department who requested that. Okay, and you can put on the attachments that you need. Okay, great. Let's try to add other components and modifications. Try to click on the change design. Okay, in the add components tab, this is where we add the different components that we need, as we did on our during the start of the video. We tried to add different components. Try to add a text field, a selection field, a signature field, a file upload. We did our formula computation. Now let's talk about the field settings. When you try to click here, okay, you can set the styles. And now on the form settings, this is where you can see the other tools. Now let's go and check this form tools. Okay, so from the title of this video, it is a spreadsheet to cloud systems. It is good that you have knowledge in spreadsheet, for example, in Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel and other application using spreadsheets. This is where you can link and load. You can do multiple versions of the spreadsheet. A sheet from subtables, referencing. This is where you can convert. You can put on custom buttons if you want to convert records, update the values, update values of another sheet, and then send custom emails. Now let's go to the form settings and look for this controls. So first is the access right. Let's try to click. What is that? Okay, so you have different departments. This is a template that already came from the system itself. You can create your own departments that has different access because you want to ensure strict security. So let's try to click. We have different types of access rights. We have the no rights for no access. We have the survey user, that they can create and edit only their own entries. We have the viewer who can view all but cannot edit or add anything. The bulletin sheets can edit and create own entries and view all entries but cannot perform development or modification. And last is the admin user that can create and edit all entries. Okay, so from the sheets or from the modules that we made, you can set the user access. Okay. Next is the actions. Let's try to click. What is that? So action field. Okay. Try to drop down. It is showing us the actions that you can create. So this can be illustrated using action buttons. If you want to allow or uh, and permit cloning entries, downloading of Excel or spreadsheet, PDF, printer, locking or unlocking records. So this is where we set if you want to allow or forbid users from doing these actions. This is where you go under the form tools on the action settings. On the reminders, we're setting our notifications. Same example that we showed you on the example of the reports. Uh, it is showing an illustration of a calendar, and when you try to click those particular transactions or documents will appear on that scheduled calendar illustration. Now, let's go to conditional formatting. Let's try to look at this. You want to set the rules. Okay, begins with okay. Or if you want to add. So this is conditional formatting. If you have a deeper knowledge in spreadsheets and programming languages, this is where you put your code on. Code in. Okay. Now, next is the control panel for configure approvals. Let's try to. Okay. In here, you want to set the rules for approvals. Example, submit. Okay. Approval request. So drop down. So this is where you set the access of the users that are allowed to approve this request. Try to click here. This is where you set if they can delete or set the rules or add approvers in this tab. Click. This should be approved only by the sysadmin. Okay. That's right. For example, purchase request. This should be approved only by, for example, the management. There is a leave request. Drop down. This can only approve by the HR. So click on advanced. You can actually set the settings if you want the strict identification verification. Allow. What does that mean? Verify users' identification when approval to ensure authentic electronic records. Okay, that's good. For security, you can lock records and you can start approval after saving the new record. We have approvers here that you can set only for that particular job. So this is good for setting up security when it comes to user access or approval requests coming from the users. Okay. Next is the form settings. Okay, so this is where you set the actions, the reminders, the form settings. Okay, the total description, the deletion policy, what will happen, and when deleting a row. So this is where you set your custom saved message, recalculate all formulas, set hide email history, and apply parent sheet entries access. That is for the form. That is under the form settings. Now, let's talk about the themes. So, trying to check what this is. Okay, so this is where you set the theme of your choice. You can choose from different designs. This is good. Okay. Now, If you want to actually change all the design, put on, for example, like this one, your own design, remarks, signature. Okay, it's very easy to do that. Gives us so many options to, you can add a field, team status. This is my, this is the home page, for example. Okay, it's good. Now, we're done with the theme. Okay, you have an option to modify application layout settings, freeze the rows and columns, and this is uh, this is my one of my favorite. You can choose quick templates. Just try to click. Okay, so let's try to look at this template. When you try to click on this particular template, see what will happen. So, as easy as that, okay, we just made a quotation template. Our contact name is John Doe. Company is his company. Email. Okay, let's try to save this one. Okay, that's good. It's already been set. Let's go back. Okay, let's try to click here. So from the existing, we just added from the choices below. Okay, let's try to do that again, and let's choose another template. Let's click on the design mode. Okay, before we continue, again, we're discussing about the project management system, but in here on the quick templates, you can actually choose whatever template wizard that you wish to add instantly on your system. So this is very good. Okay, so the first that I looked that we checked is the quotation. Now what happens if we try to request for an invoice template? Okay, this is good. Let's try to save and exit. See, this is a perfect. This is okay. This is good. Now let's try to choose another template. Okay, for the quotation, the purchase order, the sales order, if you can still remember on our video series, we tried to discuss the features and the services of the sales order management system. And then afterwards, we made a video on the inventory management. And then after that is the procurement for the purchasing department. And after that, we also created uh, a production management system for manufacturing. So all those videos, if you combine it, you will have your complete ERP system. Now, this illustration is showing us how easy to create these templates. If you want to have a ready-made template or you want to create it from scratch, so let's try to click here on the vendor. Let's see what it's look like, what it looks like. Great. Uh, so let's click it and see how the delivery note template looks like. Okay. Nice. And then how about for the contracts template? Let's try to click. Okay. So this is very good. How about for the membership template? Let's try to click here. Okay. Expense tracking template. Great. This is very convenient to use. Okay, how about for the password tracker? Let's try to click. Okay, it is the following fields, and it's already suggesting us. Okay, click on the template. So if you're going to count how many templates are there from top to bottom. Okay, this is the stock and inventory. Let's try to click. How good. This is very useful for companies that are looking for systems that already has a ready-made system for your ERP that is integrated with your accounting, your inventory, your sales order, your purchasing and manufacturing modules. Again, let's look at those systems or ready-made templates that you can actually customize. Okay, drop this down. Okay, great. Okay, it is important for every system that it has an automatic backup and restore. So for every emergencies or calamities that could happen, hope not, you have an automatic daily download, weekly download, and monthly. So you can find that here on your account settings. Also, you can go back to the recent changes that you have made in your system if you want to do uh, security or audit, data monitoring. Uh, this is where you go. Try to dig in. These are okay, good. This user in this scheduled date. We try to create this field, the payment that was made on the accounting department. You can always browse. Okay. Next module is the reminders that you can also see and check. And then of course, um, every system must have an option for control for database maintenance. You can see this on our account setup. You can set your database connection. You can rebuild search engine index, download data dictionary. You can archive data if you have um, so many data and your storage is not enough. You can delete this account. See the system logs, the workflow execution, data downloading. Okay, so this is good for every company that has an existing system that you want to link using these templates. All you have to do to bridge this is on spreadsheets. Okay, let's go to other. Okay, this is the company setting where you can put on um, set your company logo, a company banner that you can see on the login page of your customer. This is the feature access settings. This is very important because you can set policies and system restrictions here. For example, for importing, downloading, and form page, you can set only those access users that can access this. For the viewing and generation of reports, this must be controlled also and allowed only for authorized access. Okay, mass action for emailing, sending SMS, okay, upload. Okay, so have that. For the basic actions, it's very important also that your system has security for that. If you have to set restrictions on the users that are limited to delete, to clone, to lock records, to create records, and cancel or set approvals. Okay, also here, if you want to give access, for example, external users, you have a client that wants to monitor the activities or to check the condition of your business. So you can give them an external access. Okay, homepage, task, and management. Okay, it is always important that the system always notifies you about the condition or the actual activities of your users. The system can be used in different countries of having different languages, just simply set here. Okay. Also, the interface, you can always adjust to an interface that is familiar with all of the users in your organization or your company. Okay, so that's it for this video series entitled Spreadsheet to Cloud Systems. Again, like, please like and subscribe, leave your comments, and hit the notification button for more videos. Thank you for joining us in this software review. Thank you for watching.